Hey everyone, welcome to your morning MOT Pilates. So this one is going to be nice and calming. Our focus is really going to be on honing in on your breath connection and really connecting and firing up the deeper core layers that really are. Hey everyone, welcome to your morning M.O.T. Pilates. This one is really going to focus in on that breath connection and firing up and engaging through your deeper core layers, which are essential for good posture so that you can stand tall, stand proud and confident throughout your day. All right, so we're just going to get started lying down on your back. Okay, so we just want that feedback from the floor. So you're going to feel the back of the pelvis, back of the ribcage, back of the head melting and softening down while you have this small little gap underneath the lower back and underneath the neck. All right, just take a nice inhale through the nose and exhale through pursed lips as if you're blowing out a candle. Inhale through the nose and exhale. Really feeling that calming sensation with every exhale as you just melt down into the floor. Okay, bring your hands around your rib cage. Inhale. Allow the rib cage to expand while keeping your shoulders relaxed. And then as you exhale, it feels like a balloon is deflating and your hands just naturally come closer together. Inhale. And exhale. One more like this, just focusing on that rib cage. Inhale. Exhale, feel the ribs knit together. Good. All right, now bring your fingertips and find your hip bones and then just go slightly on the inside of your hip bones. Okay, while you're relaxed, it should be squidgy. Okay, you should be able to just have a little wiggle around there and then everything should be soft. All right, inhale. And then as you exhale, lightly draw the pelvic floor up, just about 20%. And then imagine you've got a magnet on each hip bone and then you're going to pull those magnets together. And something should have just kicked against your fingertips. Inhale, relax the pelvic floor, relax the TVA, and exhale, zip the pelvic floor up and magnets draw together. So this right by your hip bones is the only point that you can physically feel feedback, whether your TVA or transverse abdominals, which is your deeper core layer. It's the only feedback you have to know that they're switched on. Inhale, relax. And exhale. I'll let you just have a couple of goes of that in silence so you can just focus on your body. Find that awareness in your body. Inhale. Okay, once you've got that, you might want to have a little check-in so you're able to engage the pelvic floor and engage the deeper core layer, the TVA, without your rectus abdominals switching on. So everything else is soft and we're really isolating the deep core layer. Okay, most of the time when we're doing big functional movements, it's natural for all of our bigger muscles to take over and engage and take over the work, but it's so important to have this strength in your pelvic floor and this connection in the TVA. Good. All right, gently release. Okay, relax your arms just down by your side. We're going to take a couple of imprints and releases of pelvic rocks. Actually, bring your thumbs to the bottom of your ribs and your fingertips to the top of your hip bones. Okay, exhale as you engage the pelvic floor and the TVA. That's a given from here on out with every exhale. You're going to draw the ribs down to meet the hip bones. Okay, and that lower back works down towards the floor. It may or may not touch. For most of you, it will. If you have a big arch in your back, it may not, and that's okay, as long as you're focusing on bringing the ribs and the hips together. Inhale, lengthen back to neutral. Exhale, ribs and hips come down to meet each other. Inhale, release. So importantly, by thinking about the ribs and hips closing together, you're creating the imprint with your oblique muscles, okay? Rather than just tilting the pelvis around, okay? If you just tilt the pelvis back and forth, you see how my head rocks up and down the mat, okay? That's not a true connection from the obliques. So everything stays nice and still, head stays still on the mat, and it's the ribs coming down to the hip bones, and then the hip bones draw in. Inhale, lengthen. Let's do one more. Exhale. Okay, it may be slow, but it's so good just to bring it back to the basics and make sure that we've got the basics and the foundations solid. Good. All right. And place your arms down by your side. Okay, we're going to take a couple of pelvic circles. So you're just going to circle the pelvis all the way around. Like a coin toss. So if you drop a coin on the floor, how it does that little toss before it lays flat, that's exactly what you want to do with your pelvis right now. Okay, and try and keep your thigh bones as still as possible. Okay, it doesn't feel like a lot, but this is such a good little exercise to do to release any tension around your sacrum and roll around the other way. If you sit down a lot for work, or you do a lot of, dynamic lifting like cleans and stuff like that, a lot of tension can go into that sacrum. We never really get to release it. So this is a really good one. And super easy to do. Good, all right, and just finish the last one you're on and bring it back to neutral. So neutral is hip bones and pubic bone all nice and level with that natural curve in your lower back. All right, inhale, exhale, pelvic floor, TVA, and lift one leg up to tabletop and drop down. And exhale, imagine you're zipping up that tight pair of jeans to lift the leg, and inhale down. Now what I want to focus on with this is picking the leg up solely with your TVA, with the deep abdominals. Okay, naturally, your hip flexor will want to just kick in and lift it up for you because that's the easiest thing for the body to do. But we're trying to really connect through our deeper layers and make sure that our body is functioning correctly. So if you are feeling that your hip flexor engaging, place your thumbs, a little trick to place your thumbs into the hip crease. Okay, while your feet are resting down, it's all squidgy. Now just lift one up sharply and you'll feel something kick against your thumb. Okay, that's your hip flexor. We want that to stay soft the entire time. Okay, so lots of concentration about to happen. Inhale, exhale, zip up that super tight pair of jeans. Slowly pick the foot off the floor, really engage, zip, 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 zip. You might not get all the way up to tabletop, and that's okay. If it kicks in, you've gone too far for your mind-muscle connection for now. And then drop down and exhale, pick the other one up. Keeping it soft the entire time. Do not let it kick in. Okay, it might mean that you're just lifting the leg an inch off and down. It's a good little test to see if you've actually got that deep connection and those foundations in place. Okay, the more you think about zipping up, the easier it is. So you don't want to focus on the hip flexor, otherwise that's where your mind is. Focus on the zipping up, zip, 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 and somehow it just relaxes a little bit more. Okay, let's just go one more each side. Keep your feet relaxed. Good. All right, let's lift the legs up to tabletop now. All right, have your knees slightly apart. And then if you're prone to your hip flexors really tensing and engaging, just bring your knees just slightly closer in, just so you can keep them nice and relaxed. If you're all good, hold the legs at tabletop, imprint the spine, ribs curl down towards the hip bones, float the arms up. Okay, you're going to reach the right arm overhead as the left arm lowers. We're focusing here on this rib connection. So not letting the ribs pop out, keeping the back of the rib cage connected to the floor. Inhale as both hands meet through center. Exhale, other arm goes over. So here it's focusing on that rib connection and the upper abdominal control. Every exhale, that belly button draws in to kiss the spine. That whole entire muscular corset cinches in. Legs and thigh bones are nice and relaxed. The toes are touching. Good, 2. And 1. All right, bring one foot down at a time. Bring your hands behind the head. Release the spine to neutral. Little curve, little space underneath the lower back. Okay, use the hands just to lengthen the back of the neck. Elbows come into your peripheral. Okay, imagine you're looking at traffic lights above you. When you're relaxed, your eye line is at the red traffic lights. Drop them down just slightly to the green traffic lights. So you lengthen the back of the neck. And exhale, curl up, maintaining that pocket of air underneath the lower back. So it's just a thoracic curl. So you're just lengthening that mid and upper back. Inhale, drop down. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, drop down. Exhale, curl up. And down. Okay, hold. And bring your legs together. Point the toes, lift them 1 inch up. Touch down and lower the upper body down. Exhale, curl up. Hover the toes just off. Squeeze the inside thighs. Drop the toes and lower. So you'll really feel the abdominals flattening down. Pelvic floor is engaged. TVA is engaged. Now we're getting the rectus abdominals and down. So now we've got all 3 layers. We've built up all 3 layers of abdominals engaging. Curl up. Toes float. Tiny, tiny movement. Toes drop and down. Exhale, curl up. Toes lift. Toes drop and down. Last time. Exhale, curl up. Toes lift. Let's hold it here. 8, 7. I'm shaking already. I've got mini earthquakes. Okay, if you work deep enough, if you really connect truly, it is a lot of work. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Relax down. All right. Heel toe the feet out until you have about a fist distance between the knees. Arms down by your side. Inhale. Exhale. Go through your imprint. And now tilt the pelvis towards you. Dig the heels into the floor. And peel the pelvis up 1 vertebrae at a time. Holding at the top. Okay, at the top, you're really trying to pull the pubic bone closer towards the navel. Your butt cheeks are trying to go down towards your knees. You're keeping your inside thighs engaged, so your thigh bones are parallel. Hips are lifting up, but rib cage is pulling down. So many things to think about. Inhale. And exhale, roll down. Good, lengthen the tailbone away. All right, I'll go through that one more time, so set it all a bit quickly. Exhale, imprint. Tilt the pelvis, dig the heels down, feel the glutes fire up, and then peel the hips up. Okay, number 1, you're tucking that tailbone towards you a little bit more. Number 2, your ribs are pulling into the body. Number 3, your inside thighs are engaged, so your thigh bones are parallel. That was clearer. And roll down. Good, one more time. Let's hold it up there this time. Really massage that back. Okay, spirit level across those hip bones. And you're going to keep it nice and level as you march one leg up and down. Okay, just working on a bit of pelvic stability. Another leg up. Keeping the height in those hips. So they're going to want to drop down. You're not going to let them. You're going to stay nice and clean in your form. Good, 2. One more each side. Hold the hips up. Reach the arms up overhead. You can lift the hips as high as you want now. And then slowly roll down through the spine. So the arms overhead, just give that extra stretch to the spine as you roll down. Okay, hug your knees into your chest. Curl up, make yourself a little ball. Maybe having a little rock if it feels good. All right, last one. Lower the feet down. And hands behind your head. Red traffic light to green traffic light. Elbows come in your peripheral. Imprint the spine. Ribs come down to hip bones. Inhale. Exhale. Curling up. Okay, we're going to stay now. So we're in a full abdominal curl now. Okay, so the lower back is towards the floor, whether that touches or not. TVA is engaged. Pelvic floor is engaged. Obliques are engaged. And the rex abdominals. So we're getting everything. Okay, and you're going to take heel slides. You're going to slide the right leg along the mat and then zip the abdominals in and up to come up. So again, we're trying to keep your hip flexors relaxed and in. Now you've got to be able to maintain that imprint the whole time. So if you end up losing it in order to straighten the leg, you've gone too far. Okay, keep that form, keep that imprint. Again, it's a lot of work. Apple underneath the chin. One more with each leg. Good. All right, hug the knees into your chest. All right, we're going to take a couple of rocks forward and back just to finish. So push your shins against your hands and you're going to rock forward and back. Just massaging out the lower back. And rock all the way onto the upper back, but not the neck. Upper back. And then can you pause at the top? And rock back. And pause, suspend without the toes touching. Good, last one. And hold it here. Hold, find the length in the back. Maybe lift the shins up so they're parallel to the floor. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bend them in and just open up those hips. Good, sitting nice and tall. And then just take your elbows towards your knees and lean it forward. Try and get that nice length in the back. Good, well done. Thank you for joining. I know that was a lot of concentration. The smaller movements always are, but hopefully you found a bit more awareness about your body and you're learning how to really engage and isolate every single layer of the abdominals. Remember this one, it's an MOT, so come back to it as much as you want. Add it to your toolbox. Let me know if you have any questions and I will see you again soon.